Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are touring the most expensive Mercedes SUV that your money can buy. This is the Mercedes Maybach GLS. I'm extremely excited to tour this car. I mean, look at what it can do, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Now, I'd like to ask you guys a huge favor. A lot of you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, and it would really help this channel a lot if you guys subscribed, because we'll be able to tour bigger and better cars and better homes as well. So I'm looking forward to start this tour, and for now, let's begin this tour. Twin turbo, this engine goes up to 550 horsepower, but the GLS goes up to 600 horsepower. So they really wanted to focus on the luxury element of the car, add more luxury components to it, and the drive is much smoother than the GLS as well. So, I mean, all in all, this car has got so many different features to it. We did actually tour the Maybach recently, but this is the SUV, as you guys can see, and there's so much to talk about. You've got the gorgeous chrome grille underneath, and then here we have the vertical grille with the Maybach logo and the standard Mercedes badge that we see. You've got the two-tone and you've got the chrome that goes all the way throughout the car. Now, moving on to the wheels, these are 23-inch wheels, and then you even have the Maybach logo there. Now, this Maybach is completely different. The front end looks completely different than the regular GLS. Now, over here, I like the fact that the chrome accents travel all the way to the back. It really marries well together. Now, this is actually a 4-seater GLS. Now, the thing is, with the previous GLS, it was actually a 6-seater, but with this one, they took out the 2 seats in the back and wanted to give more space to the interior. Now, something about the handles as well. With the last Maybach that we actually toured, the handles came out automatically. You wouldn't like that, and they came out. With this one, it's manual. So, I mean, we all know how I feel about doing anything. You also have that gorgeous Maybach badge here. And then moving on to the back, I mean, the thing about the trunk of this car is it's actually not that big compared to the previous GLS. Now, thing is with the Maybach is the reason why it's so small is you can actually have a fridge here, which takes up a lot of space, whereas the GLS has so much more space. We have the suspension here, which we all know that I absolutely love, so it brings the car down where you can load things on. You have that gorgeous Maybach logo here, and you can actually remove this as well if you'd like, so you can actually take this out and have more space. Now, for me, I think this is quite big. I mean, if I was to do a trunk test, see how many suitcases or how many me's I could actually fit in, I'd say like you could fit like 2 to 3 suitcases in here, 2 big ones and 1 little mini one, which actually isn't so bad. And you can push a button here and bring this down, which we all like around here. Now, I'm going to take you guys over to the interior of the car. Now, you see this side step that actually comes out, and it comes out so seamlessly, extremely smooth. Standard, you've got that Mercedes Maybach badge, and if you actually climb onto it, it's really easy for me to actually get into the car. This, however, this is great. If you are a big family and you want to put your surfboards on there, this is great. And I love the fact that this side step actually comes out and makes it really easy for us to actually get into the car. So, I mean, the door in itself feels quite sturdy. You've got the leather stitching. I mean, I really like how they've finished it off with the same sort of chrome accents inside. Now, what I'd like to talk about is this door. This is so cool, guys. You can actually press this button and it just reclines the whole seat. I mean, this is extremely relaxing. And the fact that, I mean, the footrest comes out automatically. You will be in a relaxation mode when you're driving on Shakeside Road or the M1. This will be the space where you can just relax and chill. And then there's this button below it where you can just push it and everything just goes back to normal. You know, you don't even have to hold on to it. And it just pushes and it just goes back to normal. And then you've got the cooling here as well, and then you've got the heat and the temperature that you can control. I do like the built-in speakers. You've got this that actually controls the sunroof, and the blinds, which is pretty insane, which I really like. Now moving on to here is underneath, when we push this open, you've got this little button here. This actually opens up and shows us, and you can enjoy a fantastic movie. You can have your lunch in the car. You can even work from here. I mean, we can all see where my head is at. It's always about food. So we shut this away, and I think it just feels extremely luxurious. I think it feels a little bit different from the Maybach, maybe because it's not got like a custom interior. This feels much cleaner, much nicer. I do like the fact that you've got a screen here, so if you press this button, you can actually eject this out, and it controls everything on this screen, and you can actually change your navigation and change where you might be going, so the driver knows. You don't even have to tell him, which is pretty insane. Now over here, you guys actually can see there's a fridge here, but before we go into the fridge, I want to talk about this carbon fiber here, and this is actually called the bolding pinstripe design. You've got that beautiful Maybach logo. This ultimately feels so much more luxurious. I can understand why people are in love with how the Maybach actually feels. Like when you open this button, you can actually see, obviously we haven't got champagne glasses here right now, no idea where they might be, but this actually opens up to the fridge, and it's got an LED light inside, so you can put some bottles of water in there. I mean, it's a decent amount of storage, and you guys saw how big the fridge actually is. Now in the front of the seats, you can actually see the LED lights, and these LED lights go all the way around the seats as well, and to the front, which I'm going to show you guys. This is just insane, and I'm sure you can actually change lighting. I mean, if you go here, I'm sure you can change the lighting, and you can pick what sort of ambient lighting you actually want. You can even control a nice massage. You've got the ambient lighting, control the sun blinds from here, and the fact that you can actually close off all these sun blinds just by a push of a button. Now the ambient lighting, you've got the multicolor. I think I'm gonna go with pink. And then we've got the seat comforts and everything like that. You've got all the massages here. I mean, you'd never really have to pay for a massage if you have this car. So I mean, it's pretty nice. I really think this finishing is much better. I am quite drawn to the Maybach. I do think some parts feel a bit plastic. I mean, you can actually push this open, and you can actually press this button to actually cool down your drinks, and you've got the Type-C cables as well, and then obviously you've got the air ventilation for your AC and everything like that. And in front of the seat, you also have a little bit of storage. I mean, something that we all see in airplanes and things like that. And then the sunroof that we have here, which I showed you guys earlier, it opens and closes. You have a button there. You can control it from here as well. Now I'm going to take you guys to the front of the car, and I'm going to show you guys the specs there. Now moving into the car, you've got that gorgeous Maybach before you actually enter, and during the night it really does glow. So when you come into the car, you shut the door, you've got the Burmester speakers on each side. I like the fact that they've added it here, and they've added the LED lights around it. I mean, also when you look at the car, you've got that gorgeous pinstripe carbon fiber here. I really like the pinstripe design. I think it just really adds such a touch of elegance and sophistication to the car. Now, I mean, standard, it is pretty standard to see in a car like this, you know, a good display system, but this is known as the top of the range. The touch keypad here, I love how it moves. I mean, it's so smooth, and then you've got the sound effects that actually go really well with it. And obviously here you can actually see the off-road assist, which actually makes the car bounce, that we saw at the start of the tour. I don't particularly like the feeling of me bouncing in a car, so I'm not going to turn that on, but we saw it at the start of the video. But you can actually press that option, and you can only do it in drive. So this is actually made for off-roading, and the fact that you've got the LED lighting surrounding it, I think is pretty cool touch. You've got the leather stitching. The seats are all leather as well. Now, one thing I actually want to mention, you can actually push this open, and if you've got, say for example, you're in the UK and you want your coffee to stay warm, you can actually push a button here, and it will make sure that your drinks are warm, and you can actually even cool them. So I think you're going to need that for Dubai. You've got tons of charging points here, wireless charging here as well, and then you can just drag this shut. This, it's in itself is extremely cool. I love this. You've got the Maybach logo here, and then these buttons. I mean, some of the buttons feel a little bit plastic, but I mean, I wouldn't really expect anything less from Mercedes, as you guys know. You know how it is. But this has really surprised me. I am enjoying this car. I do think it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the wheel in itself feels quite sturdy. It feels like a sturdy car. One thing I actually want to mention that the other Maybach didn't have is the driver couldn't actually recline their seats. Now, if I push this button, this actually reclines the seat, and you can see the wheel moving and everything like that, which is actually insane. I mean, look at this, the fact that it's all moving, everything's going back in. And I mean, for the driver itself, it is pretty cool because it's made for off-roading, so it makes sense. Now, if you push this button, this actually opens up the storage. I mean, it is just simple storage. You've got the leather finishing as well, the nice stitching. I mean, what is not to love here? If you open this up, you've got this thing, which is pretty cool. So you can actually replace this. You can put any perfume that you like, and you can make your car smell like it. And I think that's quite a cool touch, actually. I really like that. And the way that it actually slides in, you can shut that, and you've got a decent amount of storage as well. Now, I'm going to take you guys outside. Now, I have thoroughly enjoyed showing you guys this car. I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed by this version of the Maybach. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to thank VIP Motors for allowing us to tour this car. And for now, guys, I will see you in the next one.